Considering the impact of injuries on mental health, performance pressure, and personal challenges, do you ever wonder how footballers maintain focus and their inner turmoil? Psychology often remains an underestimated aspect of the sporting world, largely due to its confidential and covert nature, receiving minimal media attention. However, Premier League clubs have delved into the realm of sports psychology, and even Arsenal's former boss, Arsene Wenger, has shown a long-standing interest in the mental aspect of the game. Whether you are a fan or not, it's hard to deny that Cristiano Ronaldo has evolved into a composed player when it comes to taking penalties. While he wasn't always this way, the Manchester United team has diligently worked with psychologists, as is common in most Premier League clubs these days, to transform a once shy Sporting Lisbon youngster into a global superstar who radiates confidence when stepping up for that crucial, game-defining penalty. The pressure of taking the last penalty in a shootout, where your team's fate hangs in the balance and the eyes of millions worldwide are fixed on you, can be incredibly stressful. It feels like the weight of the world rests on your shoulders. Some players, unfortunately, aren't adequately prepared and crumble under this pressure, as exemplified by John Terry, who inadvertently handed Manchester United a lifeline in the 2008 UEFA League final in Moscow. In contrast, players like Ronaldo thrive under such stress. While he may not score every time, his unshakable confidence shines through when it's his turn to take the spot kick. Ronaldo, unlike Terry, has been trained in stress inoculation therapy, which comprises 3 key strategies. Step 1. Understanding stress. At first, the players and coaches identify what makes them stressed, especially when it comes to taking penalties. They also figure out how they typically react to this stress. In this case, many players worry about taking penalties, which affects their performance. Step 2. Learning coping skills. Next, a mental coach or a psychologist steps in to help the players. They work together to create positive thoughts and statements to handle the stress. They also teach techniques like relaxation and realistic thinking to manage the pressure. Step 3. Putting it into action. In the final stages, the players use what they've learned in real, high-pressure situations. They start with easy situations and gradually move to more challenging ones. Cristiano Ronaldo's success in penalty situations and the football as a whole shows how well stress inoculation therapy works, thanks to the help of sports psychologists. The dedicated psychologists at Manchester United put in a lot of effort to help players like Cristiano Ronaldo. They use stress therapy to get rid of those nervous feelings, making sure the player can confidently take crucial penalties when it really matters. Here's an example of how they use stress inoculation therapy. Imagine the scenario. Manchester United is in Moscow just days before the UEFA Champions League final, one of the biggest matches in club football. The coach picks penalty takers, including Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, Ryan Giggs, Anderson, Carlos Tevez, and others. These players are very nervous about taking penalties and keep saying, "I can't do it. I'm too anxious. I can't handle it." So, Sir Alex Ferguson, the coach, asks the club's psychologist for help. He wants them to make these players comfortable with taking penalties. The psychologists use the STI approach to help them out. Step 1. Understand the challenge. First, players are asked about their thoughts and feelings when it comes to taking penalties. The psychologists find that most of these thoughts are negative. Players often believe they'll miss the penalty, worry about the crowd's reaction, including negative comments or abuse, and fear that if they fail, they'll be remembered for it. Step 2. Learning and practicing. The psychologists tell the players to imagine the moment when they step up to take a penalty. They encourage them to think positively, like, "I've practiced this a lot, and it's going to work out. I'll score." It's a bit of a cliche to say that staying positive is important, but it is true. Thinking positively doesn't guarantee success, but it really helps in performing well. During this stage, the psychologists emphasize that if players entertain negative thoughts before taking the penalty, they're setting themselves up to miss it. Step 3. Putting it into action. The psychologists explain their work to Sir Alex Ferguson, the coach, and include penalty practice in the training plan. First, the players mentally rehearse taking a penalty, imagining themselves scoring successfully. Then they practice the penalty without a ball to work on their technique. Next, they repeat the previous step, but this time with a ball and a real goal. They also bring in a goalkeeper to make it more challenging. Finally, they go through the same process, but now with simulated crowd noise. They gradually increase the noise level as the players get more comfortable. While stress inoculation therapy works well for players in high-pressure matches, those who regularly take penalties in all games need an extra skill called tunnel vision. This helps them block out all distractions, including noise from the crowd, opponents, teammates, and coaches. During penalty kicks, players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Francesco Totti, and Zinedine Zidane are known for their superb penalty-taking abilities. They use tunnel vision to focus only on the referee's whistle and executing their carefully planned shot, which they've practiced for a week. They apply this focus mindset not just during penalties, but also when running up the field, controlling the ball, making accurate passes, taking shots on goal, and executing free kicks. However, for center backs like John Terry, who don't usually take penalties, it seems he either didn't receive proper training in it or didn't effectively use the principles of SIT. Alternatively, he might not have taken the psychological advice seriously. Whatever the reason, his actions disappointed millions of Chelsea fans worldwide. As for Cristiano Ronaldo, he executed SIT perfectly, delighting countless Manchester United fans. Dr. Tim O'Brien, a visiting fellow in psychology and human development at the prestigious UCL Institute of Education, has an impressive professional background. He spent nearly a decade working behind the scenes at Arsenal during the era of legendary figures like Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, and Robert Pires. O'Brien is a highly respected, award-winning psychologist with internationally recognized expertise. The practice of involving sports psychologists in sports has become more common over the past decade. O'Brien believes that having a strong psychological foundation is crucial. He says, quote, "Football teams are like close-knit communities where everyone, including the staff, depends on each other." He emphasizes that football is a complex game involving tactics, physicality, technical skills, and importantly, psychology. The psychological aspects are always changing, especially in the fast-paced Premier League, where players need to make quick, often creative, unconscious decisions. O'Brien goes on to explain, quote, "Within the team, it's crucial to have individuals who are psychologically focused on the team's collective goals. They must be ready to prioritize the team's needs over their own when necessary. Additionally, a team needs leadership to be shared among all its members. Every player should know their role, how it relates to others' roles, and be capable of taking on leadership responsibilities for the benefit of the team." Leadership also reflects a player's personal story. He continues, "The responsibility for leadership shouldn't be placed solely on the captain. While some might expect the captain to be a vocal presence on the field, it's just as important for the captain to earn the teammates' respect by embodying the team's values on and off the field. This highlights the significance of a team having a clear set of values. Even though everyone is a part of the team, it's risky to assume that everyone fully understands what the team is for." A recent FIFA Pro survey revealed that 38% of 607 current players and 35% of 219 former players experienced symptoms of depression and/or anxiety. Addressing mental health in football is challenging, and, as O'Brien notes, depression is tied to one's sense of purpose. In summary, mental strength is a vital aspect of football. By collaborating with sports psychologists, coaches can help players become exceptional athletes and achieve remarkable results on the field.